What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome in, everybody. It's Wednesday. Waivers have already passed. I mean, probably not very much out there right now. Probably like Ty's out there. My guy Ty Chandler coming in for the Vikings, making Alexander Madison look like a nobody. He's out anyways, but that's for another day. I got my friend in here, Gina Noble, who is top 10 in the Scott Fish Bowl. What's up, Gina?
Hey, not much. I know, no pressure. I feel like all I wanted to do was be top 10, and now I'm like, oh my God, the pressure.
Yeah, and we kind of talked earlier in the day when I was asking you to come on the show about, you think that you could have been better, by like maybe not even asking other people questions, just get by going with your gut. So I was like, you know what, it'd be kind of fun to bring you on and just kind of see what your gut says, see if we can get some good hits this week. I'm going to throw your stuff in my article. I wanted to start doing that more and getting whoever's on my show like in the article and see like how we each do against each other. But I think we do have some players on our list that are going to be somewhat similar. That makes me feel kind of good too, because your gut calls, man, that legit got you to where you are. So you can't
Yes.
say it's not right.
Yeah, I've had some pretty bold gut moves that I've had some, people kind of question on the X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and then I turn out to be right, and I'm like, oh, I just need that confidence to be like, it's okay to go against literally everybody.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to go with your gut. I mean, that's why, the thing is about being an analyst or being, in the fantasy sports, world is, you kind of take everything you hear with a grain of salt. And then you just kind of put your own thought or spin on it, right? That's kind of what we're doing tonight. The whole segment we get into on Wednesdays is force players and farce players. And basically what that is, our force players are just players that are, outside the top 14, ranked on the season that we potentially think could have, a big game or, be somebody that's an outlier player, this week, right? And they just have a boom week, or a player that's kind of been, just kind of coming up and where they're going to, hit that, top 14 again. And they've done it already in their, moving up the ranks. So we're going to talk about those players. And then our farce players are just like players that are ranked in the top 14 that could potentially, we're going to be, we're not saying to not start them, but kind of maybe be cautious because, either the matchup or, it's kind of hard too with the bye weeks this week. So, bye weeks this week, we got Falcons, Colts, Patriots, and Saints. So some of these players obviously are going to make those top 14 be, depleted because players are out, and it does make it kind of tough. So we will basically kind of be, I will be going through my reasoning and trying to, get in there and see what I can do to like say, hey, this is potentially a reason maybe why they might not be in the top 14. So you ready for some fun?
Yeah, you're making me work.
It's fun. This is fun.
You're making me get a little uncomfortable, but we're gonna roll with it.
I like it. It's good for you. It'll get you in that gear of, talking, because I know you're very intelligent when it comes to this stuff. I think you're just, a little hesitant.
I am. I'm a lot hesitant.
You're good though. I promise you're good. So let's kind of get into it. I'll start off and kind of get you, warmed up, and we can kind of get situated here. So we're gonna do our force players first, and like I said before, force players are just players that are outside the top 14 that could potentially finish inside the top 14. So I'm going with Kyler Murray, man. QB 42 on the year. Obviously, he just came back last week. Everyone was kind of a little bit worried. I mean, I was a little bit worried about Kyler, but he's back. I mean, after 335 days of absence, Kyler's back and he's in full effect. I mean, he looks exactly, what we were kind of hoping for, but he definitely proved me wrong. He wasn't for me. It wasn't somebody that I was thinking about starting this week. I was a little bit, hesitant coming into the week, but a healthy James Conner, right, coming back, and the emergence of, Trey McBride in that offense.
Mhm.
Kyler really showed his first game back, showed out his first game back. So finished as a QB 16 in week 10. That's a legit amazing comeback. This week he gets the Texans. They're only allowing, they're allowing about 18 fantasy points per game on average to QBs. They're ranked 8th in yards per attempt to QBs, so 7.5 yards through the air. So I mean, he's doing pretty. I mean, if Kyler can throw the ball more, I think he was like 60%. He was on, or I think that was his percentage of completion rate, so 60% or something like that. But he showed us, he's back. He's got his legs his knee looks healthy. Like he looks like he can run. He ran in that touchdown. So, I think this is kind of a game I'm targeting for players. You'll see as we go through that. Like, I think this is a game that could potentially be like a high scoring game.
Yeah, I like Kyler Murray a lot. I know he is a quarterback who's gotten people have had sort of mixed emotions. What they were giving him a hard time about him in the video games. And that was Kyler Murray, right? If I remember right. Wasn't he the one who had to like focus on quarterbacking and not on his video games?
Yep.
I think maybe this was a good thing for him to sort of be able to take some time to refocus while he was rehabbing. And yeah, I mean, I was really encouraged by him coming back and having a really strong game. So I think he's going to be a solid quarterback moving forward.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he's got some pretty good matchups coming up too. And I mean,
yeah,
that offense looks great. What do you think? What do you got?
All right. So I'm not sure. I don't know if he was exactly outside of the 14, but I know he's always kind of ranked, down a little bit. But I got Jared Goff. I'm not exactly sure where he's ranked right now, but Jared Goff has a home game this week and has always done well at home for the most part. But Chicago has allowed the fourth most passing yards and second most passing touchdowns. The thing to note about Chicago is that they're really good against the run. So if they can keep the running game at bay, then you've got Jared Goff throwing even more. You know me, I love Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta. So definitely hoping to see another boom game from Amon-Ra, and hopefully Laporta has a better game than last week. But that definitely means that Jared Goff's wide receivers and tight end will be open more often for those passing yards. So I think Jared Goff is going to have a big game this week.
Not only that, Jahmyr Gibbs has been getting involved a lot in that passing game now, and especially with Montgomery coming back and playing. They can use him more in the running game, and then give an opportunity for Gibbs to get outside, get some catches too. So I think that helps Goff as well. So I think that's a good play. I think he's QB 13, but it's right there on the edge. Okay. So I think that's
yeah.
He could easily be a top 10 quarterback, and most leagues are what, 12 teams, something like that. So
yeah,
I think we made it 14 because Iggy has some leagues where he's got, or the FF7's league is 16 teams. So it's kind of nice to find a little happy medium. So, all right, let's get into running backs. Oh, I can also say my force last week was Will Levis, and I was that was a bad.
I want to give an honorable mention real quick before we move on to running backs to Justin Fields. It'll be interesting. He is set to come back and play this week, coming off before injury of his best 2 games of the year. I think Justin Fields is going to come back with something to prove, and I think he's going to get in there and, show us what he left off before his injury. So I think he's definitely one to keep an eye on if you have to play him. Maybe not be so nervous. I'm not quite ready to just pop him in, but I actually think Justin Fields is going to he's going to come back the Justin Fields we saw right before injury.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Fields can come back and be pretty strong play. I mean, Badgen's been doing all right. He's been doing enough, but DJ Moore's been the guy who's been, not doing well. I mean, he got a lot of targets last week, but he didn't do well. 10 points is not, the wide receiver one we were drafting him to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's been like my farce player for the last 3 weeks. I had to take him off this week. I'm like, I can't keep doing it.
I can't do it again. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, total bust.
I mean, I feel like if Fields does come back and throws the ball, even though we know Fields doesn't throw it a lot, but he's still I feel like Moore's a little bit more confident when he's got Fields out there. So,
but he was throwing the ball more, which was that was what was exciting about Justin Fields was wait a minute, he can throw the ball. So if he continues throwing the ball, then he definitely has some real potential.
We can't be running. We're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
It's a
Yes.
football. All right, so let's get into some running backs. What's up, Coach? Coach says, "What's up, JC and Gina?"
Hey, coach.
All right, so Devin Singletary is my guy this week. What's up, Farquad? He's at RB 44 versus the Arizona Cardinals this week. Once again, you see I've got a little thing going here. Cardinals and Texans. But so here's my kind of thoughts on it. So, a lot of people were off on Devin Singletary, and I'm not sure why. This offense has been rolling as of late. Opportunity was given to him with Damian Pierce being sidelined, even though the week before, he didn't get a lot. He got opportunity, but didn't do a whole lot. But the matchup, he also faced Cincinnati, right, who has allowed 92 yards on average on the ground. And matchup and opportunity allowed to Devin to go for 150 yards and a touchdown last week. So, this week he gets Arizona, who's given up the third most fantasy points, 20.3 on average to opposing RBs. If Damian, can't go again, which, he didn't practice this week, Singletary could go or could be stepping into another starting role. And it's another huge opportunity. You got to think about bye weeks this week too, right? You're looking for a fill-in RB for guys like Bijan, Taylor, Stevenson, Kamara, right? There's a lot of big names that are out this week. So, if you can get Devin Singletary even in there as your flex or an RB2 this week, I feel like it's a good opportunity to not miss on something like last week, right? He hit last week.
Yeah,
Massive
for
points.
sure. Yeah, and I think Singletary, I know in quite a few 12-team leagues, 10-team leagues that don't have real deep benches. He's there. He's there. So I definitely like Singletary this week for sure.
Yeah, if you can get him, he's probably out there last week. People were picking him up and didn't play him, and they're like, "Oh shit!" This week we're gonna have to play him. I think you're gonna have to with the names we see that are out this week. So I think it's an easy play.
Yep.
What do you got for me, Gina?
You what?
What do you got for me, Gina?
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. So I am going with Jerome Ford. So I know it's a little bit like, what? But Deshaun Watson was just ruled out, needs shoulder surgery. So we have, I don't even, Thompson Robinson, what's his name? I don't even know who the quarterback is that is taking over. But so they're going to be leaning on their running game a lot. So honorable mention for Kareem Hunt as well. But Jerome Ford has kind of stepped up. Him and Hunt have been splitting that the running back game. Obviously after Chubb went down, but they have a good matchup against the Steelers. So Steelers have allowed at least 13.6 PPR points to running backs in 4 of the last 5 games, including 3 rushing touchdowns. Hunt has been a little bit of the go-to at the goal line. So Hunt might not get quite as much action as Ford, but he seems to be getting a touchdown in each one of the games. I've actually picked Hunt up on waivers, actually in Scott Fish.
Nice.
And I've had to play him while James Conner was down, and he hasn't been disappointing. So he's been a good, if he's your running back 1, you might be in a little bit of trouble, but if you're playing him as a running back 2 or even maybe a flex position, so both Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt there, either one can be, I think, a great either flex play this week or running back 2 option.
What's up, Wendy?
Hi, Wendy. What's up, fam? JC's making me work.
It's fun. This is fun. Wednesdays are supposed to be fun. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. There's no football. You just got basketball now, but here it is. We have fun on Wednesdays. That's why it's midweek madness.
All right. I'm trying to have fun.
My sleeper this week is Ty Chandler. So I'm firing him up against the Denver Broncos. Even with how what's his name? Dalvin Cook's brother, James Cook Yeah, even how, like he even was, he fumbled, didn't get a lot of opportunities, but still went for over 100 yards. And he didn't play half the game.
Yeah.
So,
I
I mean,
actually
I think the opportunity
picked
is
him
tight.
up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got lucky in a couple places too, so I'm grateful for that. That's what's really nice sometimes when you save that waiver priority.
Yeah. I
So,
picked him up in free agency in 2 of my leagues today, and I was like,
what?
are you people sleeping? Like, what is happening? I was like, yep.
Yeah, it's wild.
And in the one league, I am in first place, and the waiver priority is based on the lowest first. So I never have waiver priority. And I was like, I'm sorry, did that say Ty Chandler ad? Yes, thank you.
All right,
Oh,
so yeah, DTR at QB. So let's see. Of all the Browns fantasy options, the only one who was equal or better to DTR at QB was David Njoku. Limited sample size, obviously. Ford's still a good rusher, but no TD upside and no receiving. Yeah, yeah, but I think the only upside really that Hunt has is touchdowns.
touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I still think Ford's a good option.
Yeah, he has 6 rushing touchdowns in the past 5 games. Hunt.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get some yardage and a touchdown out of Hunt, you just won your position for where you're likely playing Hunt.
Oh, for sure. And like we already talked about, the big players that are out this week at running back, so
Yeah.
that alone, like you got to go. I mean, those are, top, RB1 and 2s. So that, for sure you need to find somebody to replace them this week. So, okay. Let's get into, last week too. So my forces last week, so Aaron Jones, he disappointed me last week. I had him. And then my honorable mentions were Javonte Williams, who was RB5. And then Jonathan Taylor was RB17. But yeah, Aaron Jones was a bad
Yeah.
choice.
Mm.
Just like milk was a bad choice on a hot day.
Like, I wish Aaron Jones didn't have that monster first game, which set your expectations like just off the charts. And then he got hurt, and then it's just been ugly since. And it's like, why do they keep pushing Dylan out there? Like, is Aaron Jones okay, or is Aaron Jones not okay? Like, why is Dylan playing so much? And then I don't know. It's just taking away from Jones. It's just frustrating.
It's just not cold enough for Aaron Jones. Once it gets colder, he will
He
become
plays
incredible.
better.
Yes, he's so much
He
stronger.
needs to run more to stay warm.
I think once it gets cold, he just becomes like that rock. He's just like super strong, just runs through the line, beats people up, and just like dang. All right, there he is. That's the guy who's been.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into wide receiver.
Okay.
I said you could go first this time, right?
Yeah, you said I could go first. Okay.
Receivers.
So I am going Jaden Reed. So I think Jaden Reed is emerging as the best option in Green Bay as far as wide receivers. Christian Watson is possibly the biggest disappointment of the season. Obviously, you were drafting Christian Watson way higher than you even knew Jaden Reed existed. But yeah, so he in the last 3 games, or last 3 games of 4 outings, he's averaged at least 11.1 PPR points and has had 2 touchdowns. Great matchup against the Chargers. They have allowed the 6th most fantasy points to wide receivers. So awesome option there. Flipping pages in my notes.
All right.
But yeah, so there's been 10 receivers with at least 13 PPR points against the Chargers this year. So Jaden Reed, definitely great option this week for, wide receivers below the top 14.
I like that. That's bold. That's bold call. That's really ballsy. I thought you said you had somebody else that you had. Somebody I have
I
as a
did.
sleeper as well.
I do. I had 2. I also, you want me to do my other one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I have Rashi Rice.
I like that one a lot.
And yeah, so coming off of his week 10 bye, he's got a great matchup against the Eagles. The Eagles give up they're number 1 giving up the most fantasy points to opposing receivers. So of course you always want to be playing your receivers who are playing against teams that are just giving up yardage all over the place. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, and you got Mahomes throwing him the ball. So, somebody's gotta come forward more than just Travis Kelce. So I do see Rashee Rice, emerging as a option, and, I think that Mahomes is gonna lean on him more and more as he gains that trust. But,
I love it.
he has yeah, he's done great. He's had, what, 3 touchdowns?
I think he just looks explosive when he gets the ball
Yeah.
too. Like, he looks really good. He's catching, like he's great at catching the ball. Like, he's obviously going to make some mistakes here and there. He's young. Uh, fan, mad scientist said he got Rashi, put him in to start sitcom as you speak. Yeah, I was talking to her earlier. I was like, right before he came out, I was like, I got Rashi right. She's like, me too. I was like, all right, we're gonna
Yeah,
save. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think so too. Like, so we got to think about this too. I don't know if this really goes into effect or not, but it really could. So, Travis Kelce was overseas and he was, partying. He was at a big, concert with his girlfriend all weekend. So, I mean, him being there overseas, coming back, jet lagged. I guess he dealt. And another thing we got to think about too, like he's playing against his brother this week too, right?
Mm.
So there's a lot of things we got to think about. Like, is Travis going to be tired? Or is he going to be like amped up because he was just hanging out with his girl? Now he has to like come back and he's just going to show off. But I don't know, like, right?
Well, the question would be, is she gonna be at the game? Because if she's at the game, then I don't think we have anything to worry about. If she's not at the game, we should all be panicking.
Yeah, I just said he said, let's just assume
She's
Kelsey's going to be
gonna be
hydrated.
dehydrated.
What's up, addict?
Hello, hello.
Oh, yeah, I like that. See, so I'm like, he's going to throw. I think Rice is going to be a pretty big beneficiary of this week. I like that
Yeah.
call a lot.
Can I make one more honorable mention? There were so many wide receivers, by the
She
way.
won't be there. She won't be there.
Oh, it's trouble. Oh,
Yeah.
whatever, Taylor. I also think Brandon Cooks is going to have another big game. So Brandon Cooks just came off of a huge game. Dak is playing like amazing football right now. I'm so happy to see that. And they're playing against the Panthers. So I think Brandon Cooks is another one to kind of keep your eye on right now.
Yeah, Cooks, like I picked him up, like he was out there too, and I'm like, why? Okay. I mean, this team's
Yeah.
been slinging the ball.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. So I like him. And no, Noah Brown, I don't know. I think
He's
Nico's
my
coming
guy.
back. I
I
know.
don't Nick,
Nico is coming back. I think Noah's still gonna have a role there.
Nico
I
had
think
his best
CJ
week,
likes him. Yeah.
or so Noah Brown actually had his best week when everyone was healthy. I think he
Yeah.
finished as the wide receiver, let's see, 4 or something like that, wide receiver 3 that week. When everyone
Yeah.
was healthy, when Nico was back, when Dell was back, when everyone was healthy and playing, like he had his best game. Yeah, downtown Noah Brown. So he's my guy. And the thing is like he's missed. We got to think about this. He's missed half the season. They've only played 9 games
Yeah.
and he's missed 4. So I mean, like he's missed like half the season. So you got to think about that. On top of that, let's see here. Let me see in my notes. So week 9, like I said, wide receiver 3. That was his best week with every single person being back and being healthy. Noah Brown
Yeah.
has, he's been the hidden gem, right? Been hidden gem and explosive Texas offense. He played with Dallas,
Hmm.
and he did pretty well there too. When he had his
Yeah.
opportunities. So I mean, I think that if we were just waiting for him to get healthy, and then once that bye week, after that bye week, his snap share was like pretty high, 72%, 72%, 75%. So I mean, and his targets 5, 6, 8. So I mean, they're going up too. So I like to see that. I just think last week he just went off again, and everybody I think either was sleeping on him. I mean, I started him in Singletary in a league in like my worst league, and I ended up beating one of the top people. I'm like, yes, taking people down from the bottom. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always fun. Like, haha, got
Yeah, I
you.
know. So coach is saying Noah Brown. Yeah, so Noah Brown didn't practice today due to a knee, but I think he'll be fine. Nico's
Yeah.
practicing too, so I like that.
So Noah Brown was my biggest regret of last week. So I picked him up on free agency in Scott Fish, I think 2 weeks ago or so, maybe two or three. And I know it's like, I'm telling you, I just go in there and I pick these guys up that everybody's like, what? And I'm like, just wait. It's the noble touch. But last week I was like, all right, I got Ayuk, I've got Addison, and I've got Noah Brown. And everybody thought I was crazy. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm really feeling like Noah Brown is going to go out and crush it. And I just have to learn to trust my gut because I knew Noah Brown was going to outscore those two. But 99% of the time, you're going to start Ayuk or Addison in those situations over Noah Brown. I should have just done it. I should have done it. I mean, I still won and I'm still, I still crushed it for the week, but that would have been like another 15 points. So maybe I would have been like fifth instead of ninth.
That's all right, though. I mean, I wouldn't be complaining about ninth.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I know. I'm like, these are not real issues here, but I
Yeah.
have to
So for
crush it.
everybody that's come in lately, so just so y'all know, you're sitting here with somebody who's top 10 in the Scott Fish Bowl. So like, that's over what 3,200 people. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
pretty damn
lot.
good, Gina. Like my
I was
team.
just trying to be top 100. And then I was like top 40. And then all of a sudden I was top 20. And I'm like, what is happening right now? And then this week, when he tagged the top 10, I was like, oh my God, we don't even that tag.
Yes.
That's me.
So dope.
Yeah,
That's so dope. Yeah.
that
SoCal
was
says
pretty
doing
fun.
something right when everyone thinks you're crazy. Crushing it,
I
Gina.
know. Thank you.
See?
Trying. I am
Yeah.
definitely crazy.
You just got to be confident. I'm telling you, sometimes, I mean, crazy takes, as long as they're not
Crazy.
overly crazy, because some people just want to try to be right. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
that are just like, I'm just going to swing for the fences. And if I hit one time out of 100, I'm going to look like no, you're not. You just got
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you're consistently hitting, on these crazy takes, but they're not really crazy. They're just,
Yeah.
you're looking for good opportunities and gut. Sometimes people have that. Most people don't.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I think you
Yeah.
said earlier, like if I was hitting like this in the lottery.
I know. I'm like, why can't lottery numbers come to me like fantasy football players, like Curtis Samuel? And I've got Curtis Samuel, and he was like crushing it for a while before he got injured. And I'm like, if that could just be a few lottery numbers, this would work out really well.
That would be nice.
I know. Not the way it works.
Wendy said Gina kicking some serious ass.
I'm doing my best, Wendy.
Oh, Angie says my bold prediction in here is
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I was looking at the point differential between like the top teams right now, and I'm probably about 150 points back or so. That's a lot of points to make up for in the next couple weeks. Now, depending on what those teams have for bye weeks left, I could, because my big hitters have pretty much, I think, gone out. Most of them have gone on their bye weeks already. So it's possible.
yeah.
I've been
I'm proud of you.
averaging.
You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah. I'm very proud because let me tell you something. I was so bad last year, like embarrassingly bad. And this year I was like, I just want to do better than I did last year. I was on a different platform too, and I'm much more comfortable on Sleeper. And so I've been able to work the waivers way more successfully. I just like didn't understand that platform that well. And so for anybody who thinks platforms don't matter, like it's made a world of difference.
Oh, for 100%. I agree
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, Sleeper's been really, really, really good. Like playing on, what is it, MFL? It's really
Oh,
hard.
so
You don't know.
it
It's
was
really
difficult. It
it's
was
hard.
it was really that was what I had trouble on, and I was like, I couldn't make sense of the waivers, and I was missing people, and it was hard. It was very hard last year.
Yeah, understanding that is definitely a plus. All right, so let's get to tight ends. You want to go
Ugh.
first?
Yeah, I think we have the same tight ends, to be perfectly honest.
What is it? 1, 2, 3, go. Trey McBride.
Yeah, Trey McBride. Paper, rock, scissors, and we tie. Yeah.
Let me hear what you got.
I mean, what is there to say? He's absolutely crushing it. So since Zach Ertz obviously hasn't been part of the mix, Trey McBride has just elevated to a new level. What, 3 different quarterbacks? And he's really done well with all 3 quarterbacks. Of course, Kyler Murray being the best of the 3. So, he set a franchise record for catches in a game by a tight end, which was 10. And also posted 131 yards, which is the most by an Arizona tight end since 1970. Just a little fun fact.
Little FF.
Yeah.
I like that. So, I
Yeah.
mean, It's crazy too. So let's see. Tight end finish. I get another thing I got here is tight end finishes in games with 55% snap or plus snap share. So let's see. Week 6, 58%. He finished as tight end 12 against the Rams. Week 8, 82% snap. He finished tight end 1 against the Ravens. Week 9, he had a tough matchup, one of the toughest, against tight ends, the Browns. 69%, tight end 27, but that was his, worst matchup in this last 5 stretch of games. And then week 10, 77% tight end 2 last week, versus the Falcons. So
yeah, if you're playing in a team with a tight end premium, consider Trey McBride in your flex position, especially Scott Fishbowl. Tight ends are rewarded handsomely in the Scott Fishbowl. I've been playing Sam Laporta in my flex league because I have Kelsey, and he's been crushing it in that flex position because of the bonus points. So don't underestimate a really good tight end with bonus points if you have tight end premiums.
you got any sleepers?
I do, and I think we have the same sleeper.
1, 2, 3,
Ready?
go.
What? Luke Musgrave.
You got it. Let's go. I think so too. He gets the Chargers this week, so.
Yeah, Chargers have allowed the 7th most fantasy points to the tight end position, so definitely a good matchup there. And last 2 weeks have been his best 2 weeks. He's definitely improved each week. Hasn't had anything like Trey McBride level, but he's getting there. I think Jordan Love is getting, trusting him more and more. And I don't know. It's just the wide receiving core over there is just not, I don't know. Jaden Reed right now is like the one, but Christian Watson's been disappointing. They got to throw it to somebody. So Luke Musgrave, maybe the guy. So I definitely, I like him, and he's available in a lot of leagues. So pick him up if you've got room on your bench, or if there's somebody who's been hanging out there like a soggy taco, get rid of him, pick up Luke Musgrave.
I like it. Yeah, Musgrave tight end 22 on the season. So, I mean, he's definitely out there. Yeah. So my FORCE players last week, I had Dalton Kincaid, who finished tight end 4, and then sleeper tight end pick was Trey McBride. I mean, he finished tight end 2. So, I mean, those are pretty good ones. All right.
Glad we agree on tight ends.
It was like perfect. It's good.
100%. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We doing quarter?
SoCal says, who don't my Chargers give up a lot of points to? He said below average QBs, RBs, and that's it. Everyone else, fire them up. I felt that way about the Vikings for a while. They're getting a little more stout, though, I think. So, all right. So we're going to get into our FARCE players. So basically, I mean, this show isn't really a start-sit show. It's more of like, our FARCE players are players that are basically players that are ranked in the top 14 at their position, but precautionary stuff, like, take caution with these players. It's not, a sit. It's like more, there's potential that they could finish outside the top 14, especially, with the bye weeks and stuff this week, but that might even help with some players. So that's the one thing that's crazy about this segment. FARCE is a really hard one. So like, I feel like when you hit on these FARCE players, like you're doing something right. Yeah. Like last week I hit on Engram. Engram he only had 1 week where he finished outside the top 14. And I think probably only 2 weeks that he finished outside the top 10. And last week he ended up, he was my FARCE guy, and I had to, find some, notes here and there, to try to like dig deep. He ended up playing what they play against the 49ers last week, right? And, he ended up finishing as the tight end 22 or something like that on the week. So, sometimes you got to kind of dig deep and try to find, something that could potentially, be that reasoning that they could fall out. But, I've been wrong on a lot of my FARCE players. It's hard. It's really hard. It's very hard to find something, but that's what's fun. When you hit on those players, you're like, all right, I'm doing something right.
Yeah, the one I remember I think it was you that made the comment, and I was like, ooh, I got to go take him out of my lineup with Mike Evans. Against, who was it that he plays in? It's the
Saints
defensive player that he just does not do well with.
Lattimore, and he ends up he still gets in a
Yes.
fight with him that week. I'm like, he's probably gonna get in a fight. And guess what? He's
Yeah,
it's
and I was like, "Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna take him out of my lineup," and that was such a good move because
these
you
you just gotta
nailed that one. Yeah.
you gotta dig. There's always potential for somebody to, not hit because it's just something that's coming up. And
Mhm.
like I said, these are players that like just take caution. You know, I'll
Yes.
get into it. So we'll get into quarterbacks first. And I thought that this is kind of tough, right? So this one was kind of tough
Yeah.
for me. So mine is Russell Wilson against the Vikings. So here's my reasoning. All right, and I'm gonna try to convince you. All right, so we all see what Russ did, with how many turnovers the Bills had last week, right? They had a lot of turnovers. They looked like crap, and
Yeah.
this does look like a juicy matchup against, Minnesota. But I absolutely believe the reason that he did so well last week was because of the turnovers. I mean, he didn't even have over, 200 yards passing last week. Scored 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, like ran the ball for 30 yards. Like Russ ends up finishing, QB 12, or was it QB like 11 or something on the week, or 13, and it's like, okay, well, he didn't even do that much to finish there. But that's the thing, is I don't think that's going to happen this week. I feel like Josh Dobbs, he's been pretty damn electric on the ground, and he hasn't had any turnovers, no interceptions, no fumbles. The Vikings have also done, a good job of controlling the clock, and I believe this defense can slow down Russell Wilson. They're going to be needing to do more on the ground, I think, with Javonte Williams to get the ball moving. But Russ could easily prove me wrong this week, but Minnesota has easily, I mean, I feel like they've rallied together since Dobbs has come and taken over. I feel like, Russ could easily finish outside the top 14. So here's some of the, QBs, and they're not even the greatest QBs, but, here are some of the QBs that have played over the last, 5 weeks. Fields, well, he got hurt. So there's been 2 QBs that have gotten hurt against Minnesota. So there's always that. There's always
Oh boy. Yeah.
Fields got hurt, QB 29. Badgett came in, QB 25. Brock Purdy finished week 7, QB 16. Week 8, Jordan Love, QB 18. Taylor Heineke was like the highest, QB 13. And then Derek Carr and Jameis Winston finished outside too. So,
Mm,
I mean, there's my kind of like
yeah.
precautionary.
Going on
Like,
going off of that.
all right, here we go. It's a hot take. Russ outcooks Dobbs in fantasy points on Sunday Night Football. Yeah, that's not saying a whole lot.
Ooh.
It is, prime time game. And it is
I hope not, because I just picked up Dobbs in one of my leagues actually, because he's been crushing it. And he was there, and I have Geno and Justin Fields. And I was like, "Ugh, I just like here I am telling everybody I think Justin Fields is going to come back great." And I'm like, I just don't know if I'm ready yet. I didn't drop him,
yeah. Yeah, we talked about that.
but yeah, we did. But I'm
Ugh.
like, ooh, I kind of like Dobbs matchup there. So maybe I like him a little more than I like Geno Smith this week.
So who you got sitting?
Oh, okay. So I have
Or
two.
cautionary?
I mean, one of them I'm not sitting, but I don't even know that he is still in the top 14, but he is considered like one of the elite quarterbacks, at least going into the season. I'm not sure coming out of the season. I'm not touching Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Trevor Lawrence is staying on my bench. So I am actually telling you, you probably want to sit to Trevor Lawrence.
Ugh.
He has been officially terrible this fantasy season. I don't know what's going on in Jacksonville. He had such a great season last year, and he was, drafted so high this season, and it has just been disappointing on a level that is disappointing. But he's only reached 18 fantasy points once, I think, all season, depending on this is all going like standard scoring type, I mean, there's crazy scoring in different leagues. So when we say these numbers, obviously we know that can vary. But he consistently has scored fewer than 15 points a game. And I'm sorry, that's just not going to cut it for a QB1 who should be a QB1. His passing completion rate is literally terrible. I think it's like 55%. Against man coverage, and they're playing against the Titans, who run an above average man coverage. So stay away from him this week. Not playing Trevor Lawrence if I have even a remotely better option. I mean, you probably have better options on the waiver wire right now. Take, for instance, Dobbs, who I picked up today in one of my leagues. The other one that I'm just not feeling this week, coming off of a really bad game, is Josh Allen. Not sitting him, for the record. I'm never sitting Josh Allen unless it's his bye week. But Josh Allen against the Jets defense. I think the Jets defense have a pretty good defense. What are they, like fifth? They're up there in defense. So they've got a strong defense. Josh Allen has been making it look like interceptions is his job. So he leads the league right now with 11 interceptions. I mean, it's just awful. And I just don't think Allen is going to be a high scoring quarterback for the week. I'm not sitting him. My expectations are not high on Josh Allen for the week. Never sitting Josh Allen. Like, that's not even, he's a plug and play, like set and forget player, but expectations.
SoCal's reminded me of my trying to sit Josh Allen, and it didn't turn out. It actually did the first half, and then Josh Allen came to life, but
yeah,
it did hurt. It was a good call until after the half.
Like, yeah, you were like, yes, I'm gonna look so smart.
Yep. And then I said something, and then Josh Allen's like, "Oh, I heard that."
Yeah, he was. He was like, "Watch me make JC look like an idiot here."
He did it too. Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't try to outsmart yourself. Like, I am overthinking is a superpower of mine, and I do it a lot, but there's certain players in this game that are just set and forget. Josh Allen is one of them, but you have to have realistic expectations going into different matchups, and they're human, right? He's throwing a ton of interceptions right now. You put him up against the defense that's putting a lot of pressure on him, he's going to throw that many more interceptions. So just be realistic, but don't be stupid.
He set a Bills record, He set a Bills record.
I mean, hey, at least he's on the record boards.
Most consecutive games with an interception, 6. It's pretty good.
Go big or go home.
Good job there, Josh.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into, running backs, right? Yeah, running backs. You want to go first?
Let me see who I have for, running backs.
It's hard. I
mean, like, where do we even begin on like running backs that, there's so many. But I'm going with Mr. Derrick Henry. Like, talk about a disappointment. And we were talking today about this. I actually picked up Derrick Henry and spent a lot of money on him in an auction league. And it's my biggest regret because I spent such a big chunk thinking, all right, if I've got this amazing, like, consistent go-to running back, and yeah, I spent a big chunk of my money, but he's going to be putting up the majority of my running back points each week, I'll be good. Well, what happens when that RB1 isn't an RB1? So it's just been frustrating. He's on the struggle bus. They just can't seem to get that running game going. The Bucs last week just shut him down, and now he's going into another tough matchup with the Jaguars. And their defense against the run game is pretty stout too. So I don't like Derrick Henry. I don't like him all week, and I mean all season, and I definitely don't like him this week. I'm still probably playing him unless I'm lucky enough to have a better option, but I don't like him.
Mr. Greg Kellogg would be very proud of his curse of 370, saying Derrick Henry was going to be absolutely terrible this year because of the curse of 370. So good on you, sir, for calling out the curse. It definitely has come true, but not so much. I guess Josh Jacobs has kind of been up and down, but
he had a good game last week. He had a real good game.
RB4, so yeah. I'm trying to sell him.
Oh, that's a good time to sell.
I know it is. All right, so let's see here. Let's get into my running back. So this one's pretty tough, but I like, it's a tough matchup. So here we go. Let's see if I can sell you on this one because it's gonna be hard. Rashad White. So
You
Rashad
don't like
White.
him?
I'm just saying. I didn't say I'm not playing him, but just I guess
Yeah. You
just
just don't love him.
hear me out. All right.
Okay. I'm listening.
All right. So he plays against the 49ers this week.
Ugh.
So,
Yeah.
this matchup is really, has the potential to disrupt Rashad. He's been what Rashad has been doing as of late, right? Since week 7, he's finished his RB 12, 10, 1, and 11. That's crazy. Fantasy points on average, or let's see, excuse me. So this week he gets a stout 49ers defense who are, tied as 4th strongest defense against running backs, only allowing 11.1 fantasy points on average. This team has just shut down the number 3 running back in the NFL, Travis Etienne, last week, who was coming off a bye and was well rested. Etienne finished as the RB 38 last week.
Ugh.
So I mean, this is a really
that was ugly. I looked at because I don't have a lot of him, but where I looked, I was like, what happened to him? So that's what happened to him. Okay.
Mixon did have a good game against them, but 49ers, they were getting sick of getting beat. So they just came out, beat up on Trevor. And I think they might, beat up, Rashad White this week. It might just slow him down a little. I'm not saying I still think he'll finish inside the top 20, but I'm just saying, Mixon did have
bump him. Yeah.
I'm just saying that, he is RB10, so just precautionary.
Yeah.
There it is.
Lower your expectations.
Last week. So here was mine last week, and it actually was a pretty good. What's up, Gemmo? Gemmo in the building. Gemmo, I got a shirt that I'm about to be making for you, buddy. So be on the lookout for that. I got it coming to you soon. I got to get your address too, by the way. So give it with me after the show if you can, or hit me up on Twitter, or I'll hit you up on Twitter. We'll figure it out. Anyways, last week, so mine was Kenneth Walker, and actually he would have been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 targets. One of those targets he got a catch for 64 yards and a touchdown. Okay, if that one catch didn't happen, he would have finished the week with 6.3 fantasy points. So other than that one stupid catch, I was like, oh my God. I was looking so good.
Yeah, but to all the Kenneth Walker owners out there, they're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man. It's so funny.
Don't you love that when somebody just is like flatlined for the whole game and then all of a sudden there's some like last minute Hail Mary amazing play and you're like, salvaged.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Evans could have 2 catches for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. You're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get into wide receivers.
Hold on. I do want to say, I think Raheem Mostert might be an interesting one this week because Achane, is that how you say it? Achane. I think he might be coming back. If he comes back, look for Raheem Mostert to maybe take a bump because they were splitting back when Achane was healthy. And Achane is just, I mean, he's a speed racer. He's a little force. Granted, he also is very small, so he has a tendency to get hurt. But when he's out there, he is a little beast. So Raheem Mostert obviously hasn't had much in terms of competition in the run game. So I do think he'll take a slight step back once Achane is back out there. So again, I'm playing Mostert. If I have him, I'm just a little bit lowering my expectations of what I've been seeing.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Wide receivers. What you got for me, Gina?
Let me get to my... Where are my wide receiver? Oh my God, did I not do wide receiver? Yes, I did. No, I got a good one. I got a real good one. Freaking Pooper Scooper Cooper, Amari Cooper. Deshaun Watson just got injured and is out. I'm like not loving Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper has been a pretty consistent wide receiver. He's a do not draft for me unless it's like he falls so far. I'm like, okay, it's just stupid not to take him at this point. It dates all the way back to when he was on the Cowboys and he was just so boomer bust. It was like just when you got comfortable with Amari Cooper, he'd give you like a goose egg. And I couldn't handle the anxiety of Amari Cooper. So when he went to the Browns, I'm just like, no, I will not do this today, Satan. Not doing it. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'm being a little judgy. Maybe I should take Amari Cooper because he started doing well and was a lot more consistent. Obviously, wide receiver 1 in Cleveland. But with Deshaun out, I'm just out on Amari Cooper. I'm sorry.
That's good.
No.
I think it's a good time to sell. If you can try to sell him, I mean, it's gonna be hard now, obviously with Watson out, but you still might be able to salvage and get somebody. There's gonna be somebody out there you could probably get.
Yeah. And I believe in game 4, the quarterback that's taking over right now did play and it was ugly. He had 16 yards on 6 targets in that one game.
Yuck.
That's not a wide receiver I want plugged into my lineup right now.
So this was easy for me this week. It's Adam Thielen. They played
Yeah.
against the Cowboys. And
Yeah.
Bryce Young has looked really bad. He's not turned out to be, worth what, they went to get him for. But
Yeah, it seems TJ Stroud might have been the option there.
yeah, a lot of other people they could have gone there. But so I mean, it's tough matchup. Them boys have been
Yeah.
devastating the mediocre offenses with their defense. This team is ranked 4th against opposing wide receivers. They also have been doing a good job at shutting down mediocre QBs. For how Bryce Young has been looking the past 3 weeks, Thielen has become a wide receiver 2 or 3 flex at best. Take caution when starting Adam Thielen this week. So last 3 weeks, wide receiver 24 versus Texans, wide receiver 42 versus the Colts, wide receiver 35 versus the Bears.
Yeah, it's ugly. Listen, I live in North
I don't
Carolina.
think it matters.
It's just bad right now. It's just the morale, the everything. It's so sad. All my friends, it's like, oh, the Panthers, and they're just hanging their heads. It's just ugly.
Yeah, I mean, so coach is in here saying Cowboys' weakness is the slot. I don't think it even matters. I think, you're going to see Bryce Young getting pressured so much that he's just going to be throwing the ball at the ground or getting sacked, or it's just going to be bad.
Yeah.
This could potentially be what's been happening to the Giants. Just get dominated by the Cowboys. So we're almost done with this segment. We got tight ends left. Make sure you get your pizza parlays in. If you don't know what pizza parlays are, something that we kind of been doing for a long time. So basically, a parlay is like, you can any more than 2 plays or any more than 1 play is a parlay, right? So we do three toppings on your pizza. So you pick 3 toppings on a pizza, and then you pick 3 teams this week that you think are going to win. So basically, like I said, pick 3 toppings on your pizza. You get the crust for free, you get the cheese for free, and you get the sauce for free. And you can name, if you want to name the sauce and the cheese or whatever you want, you can do whatever you want. But put whatever toppings you want on there. You get 3 of them. So name 3 toppings and then 3 teams that you think are going to win this week. Throw them in the chat. All right, Nina, let's get to tight ends.
Okay.
Everyone loves
I know I love a good tight end, but these might not be good tight ends.
Might be soggy ends.
These might be, these might need a little more junk in the trunk. I got Evan Ingram this week, which wasn't Evan Ingram yours last week?
Yeah, Ingram was mine last week, and it was a good hit.
Yeah,
tough.
I'm still out on Ingram this week. So he's coming off his worst game of the season with only 4 passes for 12 yards against the 49ers. And this week is another tough matchup against Tennessee. The Titans have allowed the 4th fewest yards to tight ends this season, and they've allowed they have been the only team to not allow a tight end a touchdown. this season. So I just don't see Evan Ingram scoring that many points this week. I think Tennessee is going to be tough. So if I have another tight end option, maybe even going to waivers and checking out Musgrave. But I just don't think he's going to be a strong tight end option this week.
He's going to have a soggy bottom this week. I like it.
Thank you, SoCal.
Yeah, he's calling you out. You are balling. You were so worried today. I said,
I am still worried.
I don't know why.
Listen, I was like thrashing my notes. I was not prepared.
I mean, I
panicked.
No, you're crushing it. I think you're doing very well tonight.
Well, thank you.
I promise you're doing well. Very well. All right, so here's mine. That's tough, but I had to go with. I mean, he's already a cusp tight end, so he could hit or not. So it's just like right on the edge. But Logan Thomas. I mean, he's got a great matchup. I guess going against the Giants.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be, but everyone's back and healthy, right?
Yeah.
All the receivers are back. So it's been
Curtis
so
Samuel.
for me, this is like the thing. So it's been tough looking for tight ends. I feel like that's been the hardest thing for me is tight ends, finding a valid, point to say like, hey, this could be, potentially fall outside that threshold, especially with the bye weeks. Did pretty well saying Ingram last week. So let's see if we can do it again. Let's see if we can hit on this one again. So the Giants have been somewhat decent against tight ends this year, despite how terrible that team looks like as a whole. They have been 10th strongest defense against tight ends, allowing only 4.8 fantasy points per game on average. So we know how much he has been showing we know how much Howell has been slinging the ball this year, but it seems everyone is healthy in the receiving core. There are many bodies. There's so many bodies for Howell to throw to. I still think he just finishes right there. Like, he'll probably finish inside the 14, but it's still going to be right on the edge. Like, I don't know. It's really hard. There's the bye weeks.
Yeah. He's a great best ball guy. He's just like, you want him on your best ball team every year.
But even if you look at the bye weeks, there's not really any money really worth the buy. I mean, Pitts isn't going to be a top. No. So
yeah, and if you're looking, well, I mean, maybe not the best matchup, but Tyler Conklin is one of those guys who's like randomly doing really well that you may still be able to get on waivers if you're looking for a tight end. They play Buffalo though. So
the conch shell, that's what I used to call him.
Yeah.
He's the Vikings.
Yeah. He's balled out the past couple of weeks. I'm like, why don't I have this guy? Because this is like a fun fact about me. I will carry like the most tight ends of anybody in a league. Because I feel like tight ends, if you don't score one of like the top 5 tight ends, streaming tight end options or going into waivers, I promise you, like Logan Thomas is the perfect example of that. Logan Thomas is one of those guys that you picked up at some point and he's been sitting on your bench and you're going down and you're like, why does this guy keep putting up these massive numbers? And all of a sudden you've got a viable tight end that you paid nothing for. You didn't use, you picked him up in free agency and he's a serviceable tight end option. There's so many of those. Gerald Everett. I mean, nobody's drafting Gerald Everett until he's free.
Well, I mean, Trey McBride was almost free in most
free. Right.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to think about this too. The one thing that I was actually very happy with in Scott Fish is like drafting, Taysom Hill, because I had, last week, was it 2 weeks ago, or what was, doesn't matter because Trevor Lawrence sucks so bad. He was my quarterback one, but Trevor Lawrence was out. Sam Bradford, or not Sam Bradford. What's his name? I can't even think right now.
Laporta?
No.
Oh, like Sam Howell?
No.
Sam's?
I said Sam Bradford.
Curtis Samuel?
No, I'm thinking about quarterback from the Rams.
Why can't I think of it either? Right now. I know. I'm like, why are we having brain farts?
I don't know. I'm past it. I don't even know where this conversation was going anyways.
Like, I'm out. Peace.
Anyways, let's move past it. Yeah, Stafford, not Sam Bradford.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't even remember where our conversation was going.
Who
Doesn't
is
even matter.
coming back this week, by the way?
Yeah, he should be.
He's healthy. So Puka, maybe? Maybe Puka back on the radar? No? We didn't talk about Puka. I almost threw him in my notes, but I didn't know what to say. I was like, I don't know. No? You think Puka's like peaked?
I don't think it's him. I think it's we're just hoping, Stafford's looking better. What do you have, thumb injury?
Yeah, I don't mean peaked as in like all of a sudden he's not a good player. I mean peaked as in he was like a favorite and now Cup's back and maybe he's like falling into pecking order.
All right, Gina, we are going to get into.
I'm nervous about this. I don't understand it and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't understand where pizza comes into play.
Because pizza's got toppings on it. It's fun.
Okay.
Who doesn't like pizza and football?
I mean, you're right.
Well, I think that the thing that we kind of got into, so we kind of put this together on a show we did last year, a long time ago, and Coach was on the show. It was me, Iggy, Coach, our friend Colt, who was also a chef. Iggy used to sling pies, so we were like, it'd be kind of fun, to get pizza involved with, because they're bettors too, so they like betting on football. So it's like, all right, let's get food and parlays together. So what I like to do now, my new thing is on Wednesday nights when we do our watch parties, I go buy the pizza that I pick in my parlay and I eat it during the game. It brought me luck last week, so.
So how do you pick the pizza?
What do you like on your pizza? That's how you pick. You get 3
So
toppings.
you make your own pizza. You're not like picking people's suggestions.
No, I'm making my own pizza.
Am I supposed to tell you what I want on my pizza?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I would do sausage, peppers, and onions.
Sausage? What kind of peppers?
Green peppers.
Sounds pretty
And
good
onions.
to me.
Yeah.
What about your parlay? Do you know how to do this?
No, I have no idea. And you're gonna have to give me choices.
So this is just against your money line. So basically a money line just means straight up. So whatever team you think is gonna win.
Give me choices.
So, all right, I'll give you games this week. Let me pull them up. Okay, so
And better with multiple choice.
All right, so we got Bengals versus Ravens.
Ravens.
You only get out of all these games, you only have to pick 3 winners.
Oh, okay. All right,
So,
Bengals versus Ravens.
Yep, Steelers versus Browns. Raiders versus Dolphins. Bears versus Lions. Titans versus Jaguars.
Oh my God, I'm going to forget all of these. Okay.
You gotta write them down as I'm telling you.
Wait a minute. Maybe I should write down who I like.
It's so funny.
Okay, wait. I like whoever's against the Browns.
Okay, Steelers.
I think so.
Steelers play the Browns, and they got tiny hands. Kenny Pickett.
That killed me. Oh my God. That gift. I was like.
The Taco Bell commercial with the guy. He's like, I got tiny hands. I can't hold my taco. He can't hold the football.
Dying.
Man, he killed my Deontay pick last week. He couldn't throw to anybody.
I know.
He's terrible. He's so bad.
All right, I think I want the Steelers.
Okay.
Can I pick them?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So I only get 3?
Yeah.
The Dolphins play who?
Dolphins play the Raiders, and they're at home.
Dolphins. Tua. He's doing it, man. He's coming back. He's going to have a big game.
Waddle.
And then, Waddle's coming back.
Bears versus Lions. Titans versus Jaguars. Chargers versus Packers. Cardinals versus Texans. Bonanza game. Cowboys versus Panthers. That's an easy one.
Cowboys. Cowboys. I do like the Lions too. Just honorable mention. But no, I think those are my 3. Are those good picks?
Yeah, they're good. Steelers one might be tough. I mean, they're playing against a third string quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, give me whoever's going against the Browns right now.
Man, that defense might be fun to play this week.
And don't the Steelers kind of need some wins.
Yeah, I mean, I think what are they 5-3 or right?
Yeah. So they're playing. They got to play for their lives a little bit.
All right, we'll get into mine. I will post mine right here in the chat. Oh, come on, man. Hold on, let me copy and paste this in the chat, and then I will talk about it.
Is this the YouTube chat?
Yeah, this is the YouTube chat. Can you see it?
I don't have it up.
Oh, all right. So I'll post some of these comments. So let's see.
Yeah, if anybody's talking to me and I didn't say anything, I'm sorry. I'm not
Usually
looking
I'll
at
pull
the
them up
chat.
there if I see something that's so
Okay.
coach is talking about any pizza you want, pick 3 teams of the
Okay.
week. And you got your pizza. Yeah, 6-3. Steelers are 6-3. And they're like the most mediocre team that's 6-3.
I know. That's like the grossest 6-3 ever.
All right, here's my pizza parlay. I went all plus money on this. Oh, I gotta fix that. Eagles is supposed to say plus 124. All right, so this week I'm taking all. I guess they're underdogs. So I went. So the Bengals, they play against the Ravens, so I'm taking them at plus 145. The Vikings, they're the primetime game. On Sunday they play against the Broncos. I think that's probably gonna be a low scoring game. Probably get a lot of Dobbs, T.J. Hawkinson, maybe some Ty Chandler, maybe some Addison, but you'll probably see more T.J. I think that they kind of shut down the Broncos. I think the Vikings have been kind of, they, like I said, I think since Dobbs kind of got there, I was really upset, when the Vikings were talking about trading for somebody. I think it was more because I thought they were going to bring Jameson, and I'm like, this is not good.
This is not good.
Like, you're just paying to lose. So,
yeah.
Like, the upside's there, but the downside is, like, really there. So when they went and got Dobbs, I was like, all right, he's intelligent. I mean, they call him the Pastronaut because he's like an astronaut.
Oh, that's funny.
So that's pretty cool. So I mean, he's been doing really well. He runs the ball. I mean, he's confident. Like he's not afraid to get outside the pocket and run if he has to. And he's been doing all right. I mean, he's been making T.J. Hawkinson. Now T.J. Hawkinson is number one tight end in the NFL right now. And Addison's still been relevant. So Ty Chandler came in. He was actually had higher rushing yards by 1 over Dobbs last week. But I mean, Dobbs is still running the ball. So I mean, I think the Vikings can, take control of the clock, like I said, and kind of just slow down the. Yeah, see, like that. Coach said Dobbs masters in aerospace engineering.
Oh,
he's literal rocket
wow.
science.
So he's like the Fitzpatrick, the Harvard graduate.
Yeah. Yep. They had a picture of him like in his spacesuit.
Oh my God.
At NASA. So
and he's playing football.
Now, yeah, and he's playing football. After football, he'll probably be an astronaut. You never know.
Yeah,
all right,
maybe he's gonna be on the moon.
Then I got Eagles versus Chiefs, and I think we kind of talked about that. I think with Chiefs coming off the bye, they might be healthy, but T Swift ain't gonna be there. Travis Kelce's gonna be dehydrated.
I need you to stop saying these bad things about Kelsey because I need him to perform.
Her big center this week. She's gonna be Jason Kelsey's gonna get the win for Mama Kelsey.
The sexiest man on earth. Isn't he up for like sexiest man or something?
I think so. He's so funny though. He's like really funny. Did you see when they won the Super Bowl and the outfit that he was wearing? It was so funny.
Yeah, they're both funny. Yeah.
So he got his brother. He got Travis signed up to play at Cincinnati. He was the one who got him there.
Oh, that's nice of him. Brotherly love.
So my pizza, I'm gonna see if I can get it tomorrow. I've had it before. So I go to Papa Murphy's? Yeah, I go there and just take and bake. So I'll slide it in because we have two shows tomorrow. I have to slide it in between shows and hopefully it comes out not burnt. But anyways, so spinach, tomato, and chicken. That's what I'm going with feta cheese on there. Ooh, it's gonna be good. I hope I can get it tomorrow. Last week it was pepperoni, sausage, and mushroom, and that was good.
I would change I like spinach, but I would change the spinach to basil. And I would do basil, tomato, and chicken. That's like a margarita, add chicken.
Ooh, that sounds kind of good too. Maybe I might have to switch it up. We'll see. I'll see.
Although if you're putting feta, I kind of like the spinach on there.
Yeah.
Maybe I would not do the feta, but do the basil.
I don't know. Goat cheese might be
That'll
good on
be
it.
that'll be a good pizza.
Ooh, I can't
I
wait for
went
them.
so basic with my pizza. I was nervous. I just was like, I don't know. Peppers, onions, and sausage. It sounds pretty basic. First time. First time here, okay? I'll get crazier.
All right, let's see. We're gonna do a quick
Oh,
draft.
there's more?
Yeah, there's more. Gina, this is a long show. People loved you tonight. See, like
No,
people.
I'm like, "Ugh, all this performing. I
All
don't know what else I have to come up with here.
right, this is just fun. I know you said that you haven't done a lot of
I've
DFS.
watched you do them. I have watched you do this. I
But here,
haven't done it myself.
you can pick your kind of your team, right? That this is
Okay.
the one thing about DFS too. Like, say you're not doing well in fantasy, and especially in the next couple weeks, if you're not making it to the playoffs, you can kind of get in here and I'm throwing $3 on this. We do have a weekly one too that we do for TSA. So if anybody wants
Okay.
to get into it, I will be releasing. I usually try to get to it. I'll probably try to do it tomorrow, but that one only involves Sunday day games and evening games, not the night game, not Monday game, and not tomorrow's game. So this one that we're gonna do includes every game. So any players available, Gina. We
Okay.
have $50,000 to spend. We are rich. We get to
Yes.
buy players to be on our team and play for us, and hopefully they win us money. So here's how we do it. We got one quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, and a DST. No kickers. They don't get love in this.
Aw, boo. Love kickers. Kickers and tight ends are my favorite.
Oh yeah. I mean, hey, kickers need love too. I think punters should
I
get
know.
love because the profit is
Yes.
crazy. I think they deserve love.
Agreed.
All right, so let's kind of see here. So on average, we have about 5,500 to spend on players. So if we go to defense first, like the highest defense that we could get is Dallas, and they're at 4,100. So that's already saving us money if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
So we could look down here potentially maybe for somebody that we think who's playing that we think what's Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. That might be all right.
Or the Commanders. Haven't the Commanders against the Giants? That's a pretty good matchup.
I think that's pretty good too. So
You're
that might
saving. You're only adding an extra $100.
I mean, more than that. So we're at 50.
No, between that one and the Steelers, because it was 3,500 and 3,600.
I think I'm good with Commanders. We can kind of roll
Okay.
with that, see what happens. I
Okay.
mean, they did lose a lot of their players, though. I mean, that's one thing to kind of think about. But they are playing against what's his name? DeVito, Danny DeVito's long lost
Danny
nephew.
DeVito.
His long lost nephew.
Yeah, I actually had to play him in a league last week, and I looked at one point, and I was like negative, and I'm like, I should have just not played anybody.
Yeah,
He did end up on the positive side, but it wasn't much.
All right, let's see what we can get at tight end.
Tight
So,
end.
I mean, you could go
McBride
McBride
down
here.
there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good
Mhm.
one. Luke Musgrave
Musgrave.
down here. We talked about him. I mean, I might be fine with Musgrave this week. They get the Chargers, and you just
Yeah.
save some money
Yeah.
there. I mean,
What's the
McBride.
difference?
The difference is about $800. So we could put McBride in there and kind of see what we
Yeah.
can. If we need to
Yeah.
save money, we can move. Right, we can make some moves.
Yeah.
All right. I know at wide receiver, you're probably gonna say Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra.
So
It's like
we
a must-have.
might as well put him in there. I mean,
Yeah.
do you just want to match him up with Jared Goff?
Yeah, I was gonna suggest Jared Goff actually, because I think he'll be good. You got a little stacky stack going on.
Oh, so here's what. So I mean, with your whole Josh Allen take, we could play the Jets this week. They're at 2,600. Coach said they owned Josh Allen the last 2 times.
All right, do it.
And we can save
Jets are a great defense.
All right. So we saved a ton of money.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a running back? that you're particularly
What about
fancy?
Singletary?
I like that. Running down
And Gus Edwards is another one that I think has been pretty consistent.
against Cincy. Last week he had a bad week. But other than that, he had pretty good weeks. Yeah,
I thought he had a
Cleveland.
touchdown last week.
Is that all he had?
I don't know, maybe.
11 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown.
All right. But we like Singletary. I mean, you don't have to listen to all of my options. Like, I'm just making suggestions.
That's part of being the guest. You're here to help me build this beautiful
Okay.
DFS lineup. Not Tony Pollard.
Yeah, let's see. Not Rashad White.
I mean, I'm good with
Ooh, what about Brian Robbins or James Conner?
Robinson might be a good one against the Giants.
Yeah, well, I did see him against the Giants. That wouldn't be a bad matchup. I think James Conner will do okay. Who are they? Who are they playing? No. Who are they playing?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
playing
Houston.
It's kind of a rough start for him. I kind of like your call. Let's see here. Where were we? Let's
Brian
go.
Robinson.
Brian Robinson, yeah. Because we can save a little bit of money. Oh no, baby. I'm almost done. My puppy's whining.
Oh, mine
She's
is passed out on the floor right next to me. She's
I got
like,
purple. She's very needy.
oh,
That's okay
bless.
though. I love her. All right, so let's get some wide receivers in here. So we have about 5,500. That's about average. If you wanted to, we could always do this. If you want to spend up on receivers, we could throw Musgrave in our flex too and just run. I've been doing this kind of a lot because you can save a lot of money. There might be who's another player that could potentially be down there in wide receiver that's like super low. Because last week it was what's his name?
Nico Collins is always a good option because I always feel like he's lower, but he has been throwing up good numbers. Granted, he's coming off of injury, but I like Nico Collins. Noah Brown is another one, but or Tank Dell.
Let's see.
Rashi Rice.
Yeah, you could put Rice in there. We could put Tank Dell in there. They get Arizona. I mean, I like that. He's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Probably about 8
Another
points.
one, McLaurin. I don't know how much he is, but McLaurin has been doing
I
pretty
like
good.
Yeah. So we have 5,400 to spend. I
For
like
a flex.
Yeah. Let's see. So players that are available.
Ooh, Sutton. I think he's been performing really well.
He gets Minnesota. I feel like Minnesota's been a little bit better with receivers. I mean,
yeah, that might be a
it's
little
still
bit of a tough.
It could be a good play still. I'm not saying it's not. Najee's here. They get who? He's so risky.
I don't. Yeah, I'm like I'd rather play Jerome Ford.
Cleveland, hell no, I'm not doing that. No. I mean, Dalton Kincaid's down here. They get the Jets though.
Yeah, that's a tough defense.
Noah Brown. Noah Brown's there. We don't know if he's going to be playing or not, but we could put him in there.
What about Cooks?
Yeah, we
of course you're leaving money on the table, but we can always go up on a different. Like go. What do we have? How much? We have 700.
It only be So like if you wanted to go up on Brian, but you're not going to get much. Let's see. Yeah, I mean Montgomery maybe. They're playing Chicago. But Montgomery really only had a big game because of that one huge run he had.
Yeah, I don't know. And they're using Gibbs a lot more. So I don't know how Montgomery, if he's going to be as big.
I mean, I'm still fine. We can leave that money on the table and just see what happens. It doesn't matter. I mean, you like this team, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think those are all good matchups for the week.
I can just see if we can spend up other than Cooks and see what we can get there. But
Well, what about quarterbacks? Can we upgrade our quarterback at all?
let's see. I mean, I still
I mean, I
think
think Jared Goff is a perfectly fine play here, but I don't know if you can afford anything that's like better. Or defense as well. You could go back up on defense.
Dak Prescott. They're playing
Ooh,
Carolina.
against Carolina.
Might
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. You might have another 50-point game where they take him out and throw what's his face in.
Oh my god. It's like we almost have to get Lamb in here somehow.
I know.
So much though.
No, because you're not taking Amon-Ra out.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. I don't think there's any way we could do it.
And Amon-Ra has a great matchup. So, like you can't go wrong with Lamb, right? But
I think fuck.
well, you could go to Musgrave and take McBride out.
I'd almost have to like try. Let's see. I don't think it's possible. No, it's not possible.
No, okay. Unless we're playing like Parham for tight end.
I don't think it's even possible. We'd have to like do this.
Melvin Gordon isn't even affordable.
I don't even think I don't think it's possible.
No. Even guys that retired 3 years ago are more expensive.
Let's see.
That's a lot, $9,200. See, well, I guess Amon-Ra is not that much less expensive.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that we're gonna. Maybe let's see who we can find at like 30. I'm not playing Wandell.
No, I don't like any of these options. I don't
Brent
think.
Irwin.
Curtis Samuel could, like, if he comes back to the previous pre-toe injured Curtis Samuel, but I'm a Curtis Samuel. Whoa.
That was loud. Sorry.
That was loud. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
I was like, I'm awake.
We can't. What about Elijah Moore? Elijah Moore? No.
I mean, you do you.
Odell Beckham.
He had a big game.
He had an all right game.
I don't like it, but I mean that Gallup had a touchdown last week. I mean, I guess the thing is when you put Lamb in there, he's going to score twice as much as whoever you're putting in this other position. So you're just trying to get somebody who can go out there and like
somebody can go out there and give me 10 points down here. If somebody down here can get me 10
points.
I
feel like Curtis Samuel could be that guy. And I think he's healthy. Like, I think he's back to good. I mean, he was consistently putting up 10 to 15 points prior to his toe malfunction. I think. Am I lying?
Yeah, a couple of bad ones, but
yeah, but look at later, like more recently.
They gotta throw to somebody.
I mean, Dotson is the big goose egg, so he's not throwing to Dotson.
Let's have fun with this. Who can we get for 4,200 at running back? Probably nobody either.
What's we don't know if H-An is.
No, nobody's here. No, there's no way we could do this.
No.
We can't even have fun.
Damn. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. What about AJ Dillon?
He's way too expensive.
Oh.
We need this 4,200.
Yeah, no.
No, nope. He ain't getting me 10 points.
No.
There's no one.
And Ty Chandler's like already higher than that.
They play he would be. Let's see. Probably. Yeah, 4,800.
48.
That's a good play though too. I like that play. Didn't even think about that.
That's what I'm here for. To remind you of your favorite players.
Mm. Let's just stick Noah Brown in here just in case. Like,
Yes.
or Brandon Cooks now. We could do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we
I
have
think
Cooks.
Brandon Cooks is gonna
We have
have a
Cooks,
great game.
Cooks and Lamb. That means Prescott's just gonna go bananas again.
Yep. Wait, you made it work?
Yeah, I did.
Wow. Look at that. Look at my Curtis Samuel being all in there.
You get Dak Prescott, Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, Singletary, how he played last week. Brandon Cooks, if he can do it again. They played the Giants last week though, but
Yeah, but they're playing the Panthers this week.
Coach said, "Killing me, Smalls. What are we killing you?" I like
No,
it.
he
Crazy.
said no Elijah Moore.
Oh yeah, no Elijah Moore. They're just having fun. All right, let's roll with this, Gina. We'll see how we end up this next week. If
All
I win
right.
some money, I'll share it with you.
Oh, you don't have to do that. That's your
Hey,
$3.
that's what friends are
If you
for.
win a lot, I wouldn't be mad about it, but
I think let's see. Enter. So let's see. If I go to contest,
so this will be put up against anybody else that's in the contest, and you have to score more
in that
points than everybody
contest.
else.
Yep. Let's see. Upcoming.
How many people?
So this one can get up to 4,756.
Holy
Top
crap.
top prize is $1,000, Gina.
Can you imagine?
I
That'd
mean,
be amazing.
yeah, that would be fun.
I know. I'll send you
So
$1.50. We'll split the pot.
all right, I'm good with that. $500 is good with me. All
Yeah.
right, that was fun. See, this
That
is a
was
fun show,
fun.
right?
I know.
Wasn't too
I feel better. Like I feel good. I'm like, okay, we got through this. We even agreed on many of our tight ends. I
I
actually
like
think
it.
we did. I mean, we had Thielen, and then I knew you had Thielen, so I went in and I picked it. Well, especially with the Deshaun Watson news today. I was like, yeah, I'm so out on Amari Cooper. I was already out on Amari Cooper, but I'm even like way outer now.
More outer
More outer. Yeah.
outer space. All right,
Outer.
let's get out of here. Tomorrow
Okay.
night we have I'm on 3 shows tomorrow night. It's gonna be a long day.
Oh my God.
So we got the Thursday check down, which starts at 7 Eastern. That's our friend Greg Kellogg's show. On Tip Majors on that show as well. I think I will be answering questions this week if I remember. It's either me or Iggy. I can't remember who our guest is this week. I'll have to look. There's so much stuff
Is
going on.
that the Twitter space one?
Yeah, Twitter space. So be on the lookout for that. I have to put that up tonight, so I have to go get in there and kind of look and see what's going on. I think things kind of get moved around sometimes, so I got to get in there, be a better producer. But anyways, that show. Then the watch party is right after that. We got the box break. So right now we've only got 4 spots left, and anybody's getting in there. I open up cards last week. SoCal Ball Nerd Evan, he won a Jen Stenerud. He's a kicker. He played Hall of Famer. He played for the Chiefs. He won that ball. It came out of the mystery box. I opened up a mystery box with some kind of autographed, memorabilia. It could be a football, it could be a jersey, it could be a mini helmet. I've been trying to get pylons, the pylon. I've been trying to get those. Anything I can kind of get, I've been kind of looking for. So last week he got that ball that came out. So it's $35 per spot. There's 8 spots, and that ball we pulled out it's worth like $350. So
Ooh.
so he
Nice
hit last week on
grab.
the big ball, yeah. So and plus any cards that come out. So it's a lot of fun. So get involved with that. That's we do that at the second half of the game because you know how second halves are on Thursday night games. It can be Dreadful. Tomorrow's game should be all right though. Let's see.
Or Josh Allen could show up and show, JC a thing or two.
Yeah, it could happen. Yeah. But yeah, and then after that, it's Point After with the Fantasy Football Advice Network. So I get on there and hop on there and we answer questions for the week, start sits and trade questions, anything coming in. So it's a long night for me. Marathon Thursdays.
Yeah, man, you're like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, not when I get to work in the morning. I'm like,
yeah, it's gonna be a long day.
We can get through.
It's fun.
It's all for good content, all for people out there. Appreciate everyone coming out and support us tonight. It was a good show, Gina. We got a lot of people come on, so
yay!
Thanks everybody.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Lots of comments tonight, so appreciate you coming on. We got through it, right?
We did, and I had fun.
All right, we'll have you on again.
Awesome.
All right, let me get the outro going.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.